Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Jerry, your Easy Money Coach, coming in today with another financial nugget that will help equip you and empower you on your journey to financial freedom and to take control of your money. Now, I hope you're staying warm wherever you're at, because I know where I'm at is brutally cold. We're getting a snowstorm. So, yeah, bunkered in today, getting ready to watch some AFC, NFC championship football. But wanted to come on before my afternoon activities take place and come in with another financial nugget for you. So, I was reading a scripture today and made me start thinking from a financial perspective how it applies. And that scripture that I was reading was Luke 16, verse 10. And in Luke 16, verse 10, it says, "Whoever is faithful with a little will also be faithful with much." And it got me to thinking that on your journey to financial freedom, on your journey to taking control over your finances, how little things will rob you and keep you off track, right? It's those little small things that prevent you from truly accomplishing the goals that you have and taking the steps forward. So I want to talk about that real quick, because most people, they don't lose their financial future because of one big mistake. They lose it because of the small decisions day in and day out that robs them of their financial future. So I want to share a few things that come to mind when I think about that hopefully will help you prevent you from going down that path, because I know I've struggled with a few of them and wanted to share a couple nuggets. So the first thing is that small daily spending adds up. Small daily spending adds up. So it's not that $5 cup of coffee. That's not the issue. The issue is that $5 cup of coffee every single day, right? Those are the things, like you're dying of 1,000 cuts, even though it seems small at the moment. If you were to do the math over the course of a week, over the course of a month, and then over a year, how much more money could you have used to attack your debt? How much more money could have gone to your emergency savings, or you could have put that into an investment account that compounds at 10% interest, like an S&P 500 fund, index fund. That's what it's robbing you of. So I'm not saying you can't have the $5 cup of coffee, but what I'm saying is every single day that adds up over time. So that's one thing that we got to be mindful of, right? So the second point that I want to share is that the convenience of like how things are just at our fingertips versus being disciplined can really trip you up if you're not careful. Case in point, right? Ordering your DoorDash instead of cooking or meal prepping. That seems easy at the time, but is it really serving you long term because of what you're paying out each month? Or whether it's a subscription, there's Netflix, there's Hulu, there's Paramount, there's a list of them, right? There's numerous ones. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with them, but having every single one, and then are you using each one? If not, if they're dormant, those funds could be used elsewhere. So like the little small convenience things I like to call, it's not it's not serving you if it's not something that's helping you move forward. So faithfulness requires discipline. So that's the second thing I wanted to share with you. Third point is lifestyle creep. Like, right now, it's the start of the new year. Most employees, they do their annual talent planning, and at that point, they're assessing whether you're going to get a raise or not, if you get bonus checks, etc. The lifestyle creep, when you get a pay increase, that's awesome. But if you also increase your spending along with it, that's the problem, right? And at the time, it's like, well, I got the money, but if you're not using that money to serve your goals, your financial goals, it's taking you away from where you're going. So it's really important that you don't allow lifestyle creep to come in, that you end up spending more and it's taking you away from your overall financial goals. So that's the third point. And then fourth, not really taking account of your financial responsibilities. And what do I mean by that? Not checking your checking and savings account, having overdrawn funds, not budgeting, and not really plugging in, leaning forward, and learning how finances truly work. That's called stewardship. And if you want to go to the next level in your finances, if you want to have more money, you're going to have to be a great steward of what God has provided you. So stewardship requires attention. If you don't have that attention, it's not going to serve you well. So I wanted to call that out because I've been a victim of that. And then fifth and finally is waiting for the right time to get started. Being reactive versus proactive. Making statements like, you know what, I'll do that next week. I'll look into investing later. Let me get out of this situation before I even look to open up a high yield savings account. Things like pushing things off. that's not going to work this year. Like, you got to lean into it and be proactive and saying, you know what, I'm going to set a timetable where I'm going to have something completed, check it off your list, move the needle forward, and that's when you start seeing more progress. So your financial future, just in closing real quick, is it's not one dramatic thing at a time. It's small things repeated over and over that will kill you by 1,000 cuts. And I recently heard an analogy where it talks about let's say a ship is getting ready to go on a voyage, and the captain sets the destination, puts the coordinates in, and it takes off. But if you were to slightly, just very slightly change the coordinates, by the time it reached the end, it would be hundreds of miles off course. And that's what it is when you're not focused. That's when you're not locked in. The little small things, you're like, it's not major, but over the course of your financial life and career, it's going to have you so far off your goal. So wanted to share that, just reiterate how little things add up. Don't get locked into this non-proactive lifestyle with your finances and just not take action. That's really what I want to stress. So stay focused, set your goals and attack them. And then next year at this time, or even 3 to 5 years, you'll be so much further than, where you thought you would be. So hopefully this helps you. Hopefully it's a quick nugget that helps keep you locked in and focused for 2026. And as always, if it was, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and also share it. All right. So until next time, take care. Bye.